Welcome to the deep dive. Today we've got some really interesting research focused on, well, what's probably the most critical area for professional buyers, getting the absolute most out of procurement savings. And the core idea here really is that procurement isn't just, haggling for the lowest price on the day. It's got to be strategic. It's about creating real long-term value, building resilience, and protecting those margins.
Absolutely. And it's often the quickest route to boosting the bottom line. The financial leverage is just immense.
Can you give us that quick math again? It really
Right.
drives the point home.
Sure. So let's say your company turns over $100 and your expenses are $80. That leaves $20 profit, right?
Right.
Now, if you manage to grow revenue by 10%, great. Your profit goes up to $22. But what if you cut your expenses by 10%? Costs drop to $72.
Profit jumps to $28.
Exactly, a much bigger jump. Procurement savings, when done right, are just a powerful, fast lever for growth.
That impact is huge. Okay, so let's unpack this. Before we even get to the fancy strategic stuff, we need solid ground. Operational efficiency, right? Locking down compliance. And there are two big threats we always see here. First is maverick spend. Those purchases people make completely outside the approved supplier deals.
It kills your volume leverage instantly. All those negotiated discounts, gone.
And the second one, which can be trickier, is spend leakage. This is where you have a contract, but the terms aren't followed. Maybe the wrong price gets applied, or you just miss out on rebates you were supposed to get.
Oh, leakage is fascinatingly sneaky. I remember a client where the biggest leak wasn't some huge contract breach. It was one department still printing everything on super expensive paper because nobody updated the default setting in the system.
Yeah.
Years of waste.
Wow. Just small things adding up.
Exactly. So the solution has to be systems-based, centralized procurement platforms, regular spend analysis. And honestly, nowadays, AI is pretty essential. It can flag non-compliant buys in real time.
So it enforces the rules automatically.
Pretty much. It makes enforcement much more effective.
Okay, so that's crucial for stopping the bleeding, looking backward. But how do we proactively build value looking forward?
Well, the big shift is moving away from just looking at the unit price. You have to embrace the total cost of ownership, or TCO.
TCO. Explain that a bit more.
Right. TCO makes you think about the entire life cycle cost. It's the difference between being cheap today and saving massively over the long run.
Like buying a tool that costs more upfront but lasts way longer?
Precisely. Or needs less maintenance or has lower disposal costs. That slightly pricier item can generate much higher overall savings. And, serious buyers should be using data models, simulations even, to compare those true life cycle costs before they buy.
And speaking of data and models, technology is changing everything, isn't it? It feels like procurement is shifting from reactive to, proactive.
Oh, completely. Advanced AI now supports what we call predictive procurement.
Predict it.
Yeah, the system is looking ahead. It's identifying potential supply chain risks like geopolitical issues or commodity price spikes before they hit. It can suggest alternative suppliers, flag savings opportunities proactively.
That sounds powerful. But these advanced tools, they don't work in isolation, do they? You mentioned linking purchasing with other parts of the business.
Absolutely critical. Strategy 12 in some frameworks, linking purchasing with inventory and accounting, basically ERP integration.
Getting everything talking to each other.
Yes. Create that single source of truth across the company. It cuts out duplicated effort, improves data accuracy, and gives you much tighter budget control because everyone's seeing the same real-time numbers.
Makes sense. And I suppose the final piece is that this isn't just a job for the procurement department, is it? Real savings, especially TCO savings, need everyone involved.
It absolutely has to be a team effort. Strategy 6, right there. You need people across the business following the policies, yes, but also empowered to question costs, suggest better ways, maybe work with suppliers on optimizing logistics or redesigning packaging to be more efficient.
So getting everyone thinking about value.
Exactly. Real procurement success today is built on resilience, on watertight compliance, and frankly, on ruthlessly integrating efficiency everywhere. Think about streamlining workflows just to cut down those internal transaction costs, placing an order, processing an invoice, they add up.
They're pulling it all together.
Yeah.
The biggest lever you have as a professional buyer is really shifting that mindset, moving beyond just the sticker price to the full long-term total cost of ownership and making sure you have the systems, the tech, and the culture to capture every bit of value you negotiate.
Which leaves us with a critical question for you, the listener, to think about. How many of your supplier agreements right now are actively monitored for spend leakage using real-time data? And what's the actual hard cost to your bottom line from not enforcing compliance on every single transaction? That's something really worth digging into.